Hello everyone, I hope you're all well and that you're having an amazing week so far. So I thought I'd do a little bit of an intro first because I know a lot of you may stumble across these videos and you don't know who I am. Well, I am Kristabel. I'm a London-based fashion, travel and lifestyle blogger, and I make videos that demystify blogging. I like to share my honest shopping trips and my travels as well. I'm on Instagram at I am Kristabel. I have a blog, iwantyoutoknow.co.uk, and if you did want to subscribe or like this video, it would make my day. I will leave all of the relevant links down below. So today I thought I would talk about my experiences with the Ancestry DNA and 23andMe kits. Now, the reason why I find it so interesting is because I'm of Jamaican heritage, so we don't necessarily know where exactly in Africa we're descended from. I mean, we have an idea, but I guess I just wanted to find out more answers, and I thought these kits could help. You know, I have a lot of Nigerian friends and they know they're Igbo or Yoruba. They know they may have certain facial features, they have certain languages. I know I'm not gonna find out, the exact same information, but I just thought it was worth trying one of the kits. So last year I got sent an Ancestry DNA kit, so it was my first experience trying anything, like this. And I did a video revealing my results, which was really interesting, because I just assumed I might have had more of a mix, you just don't know, you don't know. So I have started seeing some backlash online. People are like, you're paying all this money so that companies can test our DNA and sell it, and it can work out quite expensive if you're buying kits for all the family. But I'm just really, really curious, and these kits maybe aren't the be all and end all, but it's a start, and it's got me really interested in ancestry, all the different ethnic groups that are out there. I just find it really fascinating. So most of these tests determine your ancestry estimate by comparing your DNA to samples of DNA collected from people who have a long history in that region. So the more samples they get in, the more accurate the results are. In terms of prices, the Ancestry DNA kit is normally £79. It's currently on offer for Father's Day. I think they have offers throughout the year, so I would definitely try and watch out so you can get a bit of money off. So 23andMe has two options. It costs £79 for the basic ancestry test, and then if you want the health element, so they'll try and find out, what you may be predisposed to, that is £149. I believe they have an offer for Father's Day as well, so the basic kit is £55 and the Ancestry and Health kit is £104. So I actually bought this last year during Black Friday. They have offers throughout the year. I didn't want to get the health element, I was being a bit of a cheapskate, so I thought I'll just get Ancestry. That's what I'm interested in at the moment. I think currently if I wanted to upgrade, it would cost me an extra £90, so I think it's working out more. I don't know, I think they try and do that to, try and get a bit of extra coin. So the process is pretty similar for both tests. If you don't know already what happens, you order the test, it maybe comes in 3 to 5 working days. You follow the instructions very carefully. So I think you can't brush your teeth, can't eat anything, you've got to make sure your saliva is good. So you spit into a tube, you seal it up, everything is assigned a certain barcode, so that will link to your account. You send it off in the prepaid envelope and you get your results within 6 to 8 weeks, depending on, what's going on. So you'll get an email saying your results are in, and that is when the fun starts. So yesterday I filmed myself reading my 23andMe results for the first time and also double checking them against my previous Ancestry DNA results from last year. So here is the clip. Hello, so I'm about to look at my 23andMe results. So I believe I sent the sample off after Christmas, beginning of January. They received it at the end of January and my results came through on the 4th of March. So I've been waiting quite a while, haven't even had a look. Very excited. Clicking on the link, oh, I've got to sign in. Can't remember the password. Just bear with me. It says Ancestry composition 96% West African. It's got my maternal haplogroup. I'm going to find out what that is. Fewer Neanderthal variants than 100% of customers. I'm not quite sure what that means. I don't think I'm Neanderthal. That's fine with me. Okay, so I'm going to have a look. 96% West African. Ooh, so it's saying 96.9% West African, 0.5% African hunter-gatherer, so it's 0.3% broadly sub-Saharan African. European, saying European 2.6%, 0.6% British and Irish, broadly Northwestern European 1.6%, broadly European 0.4%. So this is very vague. 0.1% East Asian and Native American, and 0.4% unassigned. So it's very approximate. It doesn't go into as much depth as Ancestry DNA in terms of regions. It's also got my ancestry timeline, so it details how many generations ago my most recent ancestor was for each population. So British and Irish, it's saying 1840 to 1750, which is interesting. African hunter-gatherer 1810 back to 1720, so what that's... So 5 generations ago, that's when the British and Irish came in. Okay, so if we compare this to my Ancestry DNA results... Ooh, okay. So I have realised I've gone into Ancestry DNA and they've actually got an updated estimate, and it's saying 2% England and Wales. So it's saying Benin and Togo is 46%, that's increased by 2%. Cameroon, Congo and Southern Bantu peoples, 32%, that's increased by 3%. Ivory Coast, Ghana, 12%, increased by 7%. Nigeria, 8%, increased by 2%. And then 2% England and Wales. Interesting. So no longer, there's certain countries I don't have. Senegal, no more Senegal, no more European Jewish. Apparently there has been 16,000 more reference samples, which has added 380 possible regions. Well, so those are both sets of results. And the reason I was shocked, I didn't know that Ancestry DNA updated your results over time if they got more information. So I was just a little bit shocked. I was very secure in the knowledge, even though you don't really know, you never really know. But yeah, it's really interesting that they will update that. Once they've got the DNA, they can keep finding more DNA, finding out more things, adding more regions. So both kits are pretty much the same price, and the results take around 6 to 8 weeks to come, but they do analyse the data in slightly different ways. So I believe that my Ancestry DNA test said that I was 98% West African, and 23andMe is saying 96%, so pretty close. I'm thinking, they're not completely dodgy. So with Ancestry DNA, the main thing I liked was that it was very specific in terms of countries. It said Benin, Togo, Nigeria, just actual countries that I can research and learn more about, whereas 23andMe was a little bit more vague. It's a general area, and I guess back in the day, these countries may not have been split up in the same way, so maybe it's accurate in that way. But for me today, it's easier for me to look into these individual countries. Ancestry DNA also have an app, so you can build your family tree. I got a bit addicted one night. I was looking for marriage records and birth records. You do actually have to pay for this extra service, so I got a free trial. And if you're a bit sentimental, when you're looking at your parents' birth records and your grandparents' marriage records, I was just like, oh my God, it's a bit surreal in a way. This is how it was documented back then. I think it was all done on a typewriter. I like it. I get quite sentimental, so it's quite nice to build the family tree in that way. And I actually got chatting to my other nan, about, my great grandparents on her side that I didn't know much about. So really made me have some different conversations. So with 23andMe, you can still build a family tree, but it all seems a lot more scientific, the site as a whole. Now, obviously I didn't pay for the health element, but I believe it tells you certain traits that you have that are linked to your DNA, certain conditions you may be predisposed to, things that may run in the family. Obviously, it's not a substitute for visiting your doctor. I think there's a lot of fine print that you have to read, so I would definitely weigh it up before you decide which kit to purchase. So both tests allow you to search a database full of people to find people that you share a common ancestor with. So I think my friend Carrie, she found she had a load of fourth cousins in America. I've had people trying to get in touch If privacy is an issue, I would definitely double check to see what you've opted into. I had people trying to contact me on Facebook saying that, you know, we share this common ancestor, do you know this person, this is my family name. So if you're a bit worried about all that stuff, I would double check that, and that you know, just double check whether you want your information out there. It's nothing about your area or anything, but your full name will be there. So personally, I find it all fascinating. I think DNA testing in this way should be mandatory. You know, perhaps there would be less conflict. I don't know if that's me just being overly optimistic, but we're all essentially a mixture of different ethnic groups. And National Geographic had a really interesting race issue recently. You know, we see these articles with one black twin and one white twin, but in reality, someone's skin colour only says so much about their DNA. You know, I've heard that siblings can have completely different DNA. There are mutations, there are genes that just pop up in a generation. I think there's a lot more, obviously there's a lot more going on, and I think we've just got to be quite open-minded about that and just accept it. So personally, I think if you're not bothered about all the health stuff, I would go for the Ancestry DNA test. It goes into a little bit more specifics about certain countries, you know, there's a little bit more blurb. I quite like the app. The fact I can just whip out my DNA results on the move is quite fun. It's also prompted me to have some discussions with my family. I really want to find out more, really want to read up on everything. You know, if you've got any tips, podcasts, let me know. And 23andMe, they're a bit cheeky. So you add the kit to your basket and it automatically adds the more expensive one, and you have to really think, oh no, I want this one. I want the Ancestry only one that's a bit cheaper. So a little bit cheeky. So I don't think I'm going to be buying any more kits. You know, it'd be great to test everyone in the family, and I guess that's what they want you to do. It would be really fascinating, but I think it has prompted me to find out more of the human stories, you know, get chatting to people. I may not be able to go generations and generations back, but I can do my bit, you know. I can go to the Jamaica archives when I'm next there and find out a little bit more. So it's definitely made me a lot more curious and mindful. Let me know if you've ever ordered one of these kits, or if you've got any questions. I can get into specifics in the comments. I will put my previous videos here and here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye! I finished the How to Break Up With Your Phone book, so I've moved the Instagram app to the second page, so every time I go on it I'm like, ooh, why am I on the second page? I feel like I need to be very strict with myself, and I'm not.
You can sit with us!